Alrighty. Well, the last time we were introduced to our four rather odd and strange characters. You all met for the first time in the Saucy Sorceress in the small town of Kalt, about 50 or 60 miles southeast of Drakenheim and Emberwood Village. You were introduced by way of a chance meeting to an individual named Aaron Marlowe, who requested that you escort him to Emberwood Village. He agreed to pay you, and along the way he shared some interesting rumors of the city, shared some small talk and stories. You had some chance encounters with some individuals along the way, one of which resulted in a meeting with some bandits and highwaymen right before your inevitable arrival to Emberwood Village and Drakenheim. You were able to dispatch the bandits and their captain, including one bandit by the name of Carl, who had been drinking some oddly contaminated water, which you, upon researching it further, had discovered was well water that had been contaminated with delirium. And Carl succumbed to that contamination and became a monstrosity, if you will. But you were able to eventually dispatch them as well. You managed to pick up one of the younger bandits, probably no more than 15 or 16 years old, and he accompanied you and Aaron to the town of Emberwood Village, I should say, which rests on the southeast corner of Drakenheim, as you're reaching the northern areas of Westmar, the major continent that you guys are in right now, or the major country, I should say. And last time we were left off, you had crested the hill, and you got your first view of Drakenheim in its current state. Its awful, destroyed, haze-covered, contaminated state. At this time, you guys have... It's approximately, I would say... Let's see. How did you guys arrive? It's about maybe an hour before dusk, as you guys make your way down the hillside carefully to avoid any of the slicker portions of the roadway, but without issue, with Aaron guiding the cart, and you enter Emberwood Village for the first time. Emberwood Village is similar in nature to Cult, but with a much larger population. It is a scattering of small farmhouses, a few two-story buildings, but mostly single farmhouse-type structures, a handful of more commercial establishments, loosely and haphazardly attached as needed. The town itself has certainly seen better days, as most of this area has, as you grow closer to Drakenheim, the capital of Westmar. It was once probably prosperous farmland, with continuous trade and goods flowing in and out of the city, as you would imagine a major metropolis would have. But at this time, it's more akin to an abandoned ghost town with a loose population and a scattering of various people, either those who can't afford to leave the area, leave their ancestral homes, or those who have traveled to Drakenheim for various reasons, either to help the population here by means of healing, those who seek to try to reclaim the city for various reasons, or those with less less than savory agendas. But Drakenheim attracts many people, but for all of that attraction, no one comes to Drakenheim without a good reason. But anyway, with that being said, you arrive at the southern edge of Emberwood Village just as the sun begins to set, and you are greeted with this particular sight.
Ooh.
As you enter, it is slowly beginning to drizzle. It is springtime of the year, so there are a variation of small smatterings of rain, larger thunderstorms, as snow has all but melted from this area. For those who are more familiar with Drakenheim and the surrounding areas and the effects that the haze has had, it has left the area perpetually drenched, if you will, and very waterlogged in many areas, as the sun tends to not shine in this area, as if the heavens themselves have forsaken the city itself. As you approach, you notice a major centralized courtyard with a large tree, as well as a well in the center of town. It has a bucket and a rope, but very few people utilize this well, as the water from it and the major waterway passage known as the Dran River that passes directly through Drakenheim from its northeast corner to its southern border through the walls of Drakenheim is extremely contaminated as it passes through the city. As the Dran River passes directly by the crater where the largest section of the meteor fell on the city. I'll go ahead and pull up the map so you guys can see kind of an overhead view as you approach the city as well.
Okay.
And you guys are...
Here we go, okay.
You are in the center in that southern area as we speak.
That circle area?
Yes, you've come down here where you can see my cursor is pointing, and you traveled up to the center of Drakenheim here in the middle. You can see the well in the center. You see a number of carts similar to Aaron's. This is the Caravan Court, as it is known in the area. Aaron explains that this is where a number of the traveling merchants do business in this region, particularly in Emberwood Village, where they will trade their wares with the local population as well as traveling adventurers, members of the clergy, the Hooded Lanterns, former guards of the city, as well as anyone with coin to spare.
Okay.
This time, what would you all like to do?
We've been, as you said, it's almost dusk. We've been traveling nonstop since we woke up.
Yes. Yeah, you haven't had... You would have had time to take a short rest if you would like at this point, but you have not taken a long rest since your encounter with the highwayman.
Gotcha.
Well, we delivered our homie here. Did we get our payment?
So you're asking Aaron if he's square on the payment, or how are you? Are you just? Well, I guess
My name's Scrawlneck. I know talk.
Yeah, I think he's asking you out of curiosity if that's been done or.
Oh
if still...
no.
Okay.
But at this time, as Aaron stations the horses and grabs some feed, he comes to the four of you. Well, it was a little dicey there for a minute, but y'all done me right. And he reaches into the back of the cart, into one of the chests and unlocks it, pulling out a satchel full of coin. More than what he agreed to pay you, but he begins counting out, well, 50 gold apiece. And he puts the separated satchel with 200 gold and hands it to one of you to disperse among the group. So you can all add 50 gold to your pocketbooks.
Hooray! Yay!
I can't remember, and I don't have it written down. What was the agreed upon price? I don't remember what we had said.
I believe it was 50. Let me double check my notes.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, 50 gold apiece.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's good.
I don't have a pocketbook. I have a fanny pack. Can we please clarify that for canon? Thank you.
I have some drawers.
Yeah, I'll take the satchel from Aaron, and I'll go and I'll hand 50 a piece each to Tim and to Cedric.
Okay.
And then I'll keep Scrawlneck's 100 for him in my own pouch, neatly here.
Uh-oh. You don't line it up.
I'm gonna ready my battle axes here.
Scrawlneck, we do this every time. This money is yours. I'm just holding it. Where would you keep it? Where would you keep it? Here's one, and I'll give him 1 gold piece.
Ow. That's where I keep gold. Oh, you can have it.
I am taking one out of my.
Just regurgitate it on command. Oh, that's 5 gold?
Just in case. Just in case.
That mental image.
I'm just gonna keep it in my inventory so that I know I have 50 gold.
How much?
I'll just write. Yeah,
I'm keeping it in mind, and I'll keep track of what's separate if you want me to, or if you want to manage it yourself.
I'll just write a note that you have it.
Okay.
Just so I know I have 50. That is mine. Okay.
You do, just out of character real quick. I took, what was it? Well, never mind. No, you wouldn't get any of that anyway.
Okay.
I was gonna say I found somewhere else, and if we're splitting that up, but I wouldn't have told you.
No.
Well, after distributing the agreed upon funds, after safe travel was reached to Emberwood Village, I'm going to ask right now, somebody please roll me a d6, please.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
D6. Roll, please. 3, right in the middle.
Okay.
Nice.
As Aaron's feeding the horses and distributing the weight within the cart, you all hear a rather boisterous chuckle and laugh and a call to Aaron as he's kind of arms deep and shoulders deep in the back of the caravan. You hear a very jowl distorted boisterous voice. Well, Alan, it's been quite some time. It's good to see you again. And as you guys turn, you see this very rotund individual with dark black hair in very regal looking attire, very fanciful, large cuffs made of satin and fine silks. But as he steps forward and chuckles a bit more, you notice that it is still barely enough to cover this man's large gut. He's wearing very fine leather boots, and a cap to cover his very round and portly face. And I have some nice artwork for you guys.
Oh, I love to see it.
I'll pull that up for you
Let's
guys.
see our rotund boy here.
As I'm pulling that up, Aaron recognizes the voice immediately, and as he's grabbing what looks to be a large chest out of the back, he's like, "One moment, Aldor. I was just about to come and find you. Give me a minute." And let me find that picture for you all. I think I added some of the other pictures to your journal, so you'll be able to pull those up as well.
Ooh, okay.
Let me...
Journal?
Yeah,
Does
you
Scrawlneck
should...
have a journal?
No journal.
There we
Swallow
go.
that
So you
too.
guys should be able to see Aldor the Immense in your...
Aldor the Immense. What a
I did
name.
not see that, but that's a cool name.
How do you
Yeah,
access the
I'm
journal?
not seeing it.
let me
Top
add
right,
it
the
to
little
you.
newspaper thing.
Yeah, let me add it to...
Where the chat symbol is. There's a newspaper, the information compendium, whole bunch of stuff up there.
Oh, mine's on the top. Okay, I do see that one though.
Yeah, I just
There
added
we
the
go.
Aldor the Immense.
photographed.
Just-
Yes.
Look at this. Look at this fat man.
What a large boy.
That is a big guy.
Yes. As he walks up, you can see the very very wide brimmed smile. He has a very jolly yet
Dick.
charismatic nature to him as he steps forward. He's like, "Well, Aaron, you're a tad later than I thought you would be. What? You are here? Do you have what we agreed upon?" And he, lifts this large chest out of the back of the cart and goes, "I got it right here, Aldor. As long as you got that coin, I'm ready to make a deal." "Excellent, excellent. I've been waiting quite a while. I have a client prepared for this." And then he turns and he says, I thought you had a trio of companions meeting you along the way. Who are these individuals?" And he gets out of the cart and looks to you all and says, "Well, these gentlemen were happy and kind enough to step in when those other three stiffed me on our meeting. It was ridiculous. I likely if they hadn't been there, I might not be here myself. So I wouldn't mind if you wouldn't mind treating them kindly, if you would, Aldor." "Oh. Well, your reputation and your kind words from Aaron precede you now. Welcome. Welcome to Emberwood Village. My name is Aldor the Immense. Fine proprietor of excellent wares, potions, and rare items of all kinds." What would you all like to do?
Oh, we're using made-up names. My name is Technological Innovative Magical Maestro.
You
I
are.
had to.
I'm gonna step and say, "My name is Scrawlneck."
Aldor looks to you, Tim, and goes, "This is quite amazing. Is this a suit of armor? Is there a creature in here operating this amazing construct, or are you autonomous?"
Well, I would not... I would not like to disclose this information to you at this time, but perhaps in a future time I will disclose.
Well, okay. Fair enough. I don't like to pry. And you, my fine fellow, you are, quite beaten up. What on earth did you run into on the way here? And he's looking to you, Scrawlneck.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna nod my head and say, "We fight.
I see.
Scrawlneck, get dirty. I'm a dirty boy."
Clearly. But you survived and you brought along a good friend of mine. You'll certainly have to stop by and peruse my wares when you have some time. Of course, we're closed for the evening, but in the morning we'll be open shop again. And you gentlemen are? And he looks to both you, Cedric, and Georgio.
I'm Giorgio, companion of Scrawlneck here. By the way, his name is made up. But we've been adventuring together for some time now.
Well. You are welcome in Emberwood Village. It's, not the brightest and cheeriest of places, but, there is good coin to be had here, I'll say that. That's what brings me here, of course. But, welcome, gentlemen, welcome. Good to see you. In one relative peace. At this point, he he takes a quick glance at the merchandise that Aaron delivered.
Is that chest open?
Yeah, he just briefly looks at it. If you want to roll an insight check, you're welcome
I
to.
would like to, yeah.
Okay.
Nat 1, baby.
Love it.
I don't even know what
Love to see it.
modifier is on
You do not.
insight is +4, but in that one, so god damn it.
Aldor the Immense has quite the immense ass, and you don't see anything.
Yeah, I get an eyeful of that. Fantastic.
Yeah, you got you got quite the immense amount of Aldor there in front of you, so you didn't see anything. But
I'll try and make an insight check, I guess.
Okay, that'll be the last one. Go ahead.
13.
13. You notice even around Aldor's quite immenseness. Give me one sec. He's got a number of smaller items in the chest. It's not just one. But it's hard to tell what they are. Are you... You're not proficient in Arcana, are you?
No.
One looks like a stick. A couple of them look like a couple rings. One looks like a dirty old satchel. And that's all you see.
All right, I'm gonna bump into Mr. Tim here. Just gonna elbow him. Stick. Jewelry.
Yes, I see your... I understand. Okay.
Because he did that, can we persuade the DM to do a Arcana check? Can I do that?
Yeah, I'll allow it. But do it at disadvantage because you didn't see what specifically Scrawlneck was referring to.
Okay, not a problem. All right, so a 1 and a 2. 19. You take your pick.
19 or 25. All right.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, what was there? Yeah.
Wow, that's good with disadvantage.
Yeah.
So you notice. So you notice one of the rings has some runes etched into it. It's hard to tell from this distance because they're very fine etchings, but they seem like runes you would use to etch an incantation into one of them. The stick you would notice immediately is some type of arcane focus, and the bag, although extremely nasty looking from the outside, you notice again has some some runes stitched into it and some what look like arcane tassels to it. This may have some sort of arcane nature as well. But that's really all you're able to glean off of the quick glance that you get.
Gotcha. Okay.
But from what Aldor mentioned, he does trade in rarities and specialized goods. So this fits what he did briefly say to you. Go ahead.
Aldor, where might we find a place to stay for the night?
Well, that depends on how much coin you would like to spend. If you're feeling quite luxurious, there's the Red Lion Inn.
And I'll point that out to you guys. Let me get rid of this picture of Aldor's quite immenseness. And he points to, you're in this centralized area right in the center of town.
Yeah.
So to your northwest is where he points to this rather large building.
All the way. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull the map up on my end. That would help. So there's a rather large building in that corner. That is the Red Lion Inn that he's referring to.
Well, if you're looking and you're being quite fancy, it is quite expensive. But Starvos will be happy to accommodate you. If you're looking for something a bit more long-term and economical, you may want to try the Bark and Buzzard. They're a tavern, but the proprietor has a number of smaller surrounding cottages that they may be able to rent to you by the night, of course.
Where's that? I didn't see where you pointed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hadn't pointed to it. The Bark and Buzzard.
Barking like a dog?
Like
Buzzard?
the bark, like bark of a tree, and
Oh.
buzzard.
Bark and Buzzard.
Bark and Buzzard is in the southeast corner of town. It is this tiny little establishment in the corner here.
And then these surrounding buildings are the cabins that he owns?
Yeah, a number of them are. Some of them are other establishments.
Now, those are the places you would stay if you're looking for libations or anything to douse the pain of your encounters earlier. There's a number of places, of course, the Bark and Buzzard. There's the Skull and Sword if you're feeling a bit frisky. It's not the savoriest of places in the world, but it's quite entertaining on a good night. You're guaranteed for a quite thrilling bar fight at least once a day, give or take how many drinks they might have. Of course, there's also the Gilded Lily.
And referring to the Gilded Lily is almost directly behind you to the southeast, between the Bark and Buzzard and the
Okay.
it's that structure right there. That's the Gilded Lily. And the Skull and Sword is this building right here. Almost directly across from the street from it. You notice behind the Skull and Sword, because of your close proximity, there's a number of people just drinking and being quite rowdy behind the building, between this tree and the building. And from this distance, you can easily see they appear to be engaging in some sort of contest with what appears to be a headless suit of armor. From this distance, you can't really make it out what exactly they're doing, but you can tell that this suit of armor is moving on its own. And a number of individuals are taking turns fighting with it.
Huh.
and it's quite rowdy, just as Aldor had mentioned.
I'm not one to turn down fisticuffs.
Ah, yes. That's quite an odd tradition. That's I believe the locals call that old rattle can. He's a enchanted piece of armor. It's quite entertaining if you need a good laugh and some cheap thrills. He takes on all newcomers.
I'd like to go over there, get closer. And
Okay.
Just take a look, see what it spectate
Same.
from the side.
Okay.
Same.
So you guys travel over. At this point, you're kind of in between the vaguely paved section of road that's extremely muddy and dingy. So you're kind of on this side of the tree at this point. So you kind of have more of a direct view. From here, you see there the animated suit of armor that had at one point had its the helmet knocked off. Has now reached down and picked it back up, and there's a large dent in it. And as it plops it back on where the head of where would of a human or humanoid would once be, pops it back on, and that dent just like pops back out. Sorry, I don't know how to make a metal sound, but pops itself back out and takes on a worn and rusted sort of form, but a mobile, more humanoid form. We're already attacking this soon. But anyway, and then another, what looks like just a extremely drunk individual steps up and he's like, "Rattle can, my turn. I'm gonna beat that ass." He's like, and you hear Rattle Can in this disembodied metallic voice from within the armor just scream out, "Have at thee, knave! Have at thee!" And the man charges with him with this half-empty bottle, and begins just trying to punch at this armor. As you see, people around are placing bets on whether or not the drunk wins or Rattle Can wins.
Does the rattle can have any weapons on it, or is it?
Are
Are we watching this drunk guy possibly risk his life at this point, or is this like a fun thing?
They haven't given Rattle Can a sharpened weapon. He's got a club, like a blunt weapon.
Okay.
And you can see that there's a couple people off to one side that are kind of beat up, and then there's some other people to the opposite side that are exchanging funds or exchanging gold.
Yeah.
Probably because they fought and won. It's kind of a mixture of 6 of one, half a dozen another. Whether or not these individuals are winning against this suit of armor.
Just looks. That's what I'm just curious about. If this is like a Fight Club kind of thing because these guys are drunk, or like if this is like actual blood sport.
No, based on what you're seeing here, it doesn't seem to be malicious or this seems to be a regular occurrence behind the skull and sword.
Clear.
And at this point, the drunk man goes to swing with the bottle and misses completely. As he does this, Rattle Can brings the club down on him and hits him right in the back of the head and just out cold.
Nice.
So yeah, his comrades kind of or bar goers drag him out by his feet with his face in the mud, and then flip him over, and one of the guys comes up and pours out some ale onto his face to wake him up.
I'm gonna look at Giorgio and say, "Me go next." Like questioning.
Yeah.
Look.
Have at it.
as you say this, Rattlecan steps up. Will anyone not bring me a challenge? And appears to just turn. You can't tell because this thing doesn't have eyes. It looks like an old, just, very outdated piece of armor. If you want to, if anyone wants to step forward,
I'm gonna step forward.
Okay.
All Scrawlneck.
I just want to watch this. Yeah.
I'm gonna step
I
forward.
want to learn more about this interesting necromancy.
I'm gonna step
Scrawlneck,
forward and say, me challenge.
Scrawlneck, roll initiative for me.
Sick.
No, yeah, baby.
Does someone look like they're
20.
in charge?
Okay, you roll 20.
Yeah.
18,
Yep.
18 plus 2.
Give me a perception check.
This is gonna be perception 12. Yeah,
12?
8 plus 4.
It's hard to say at this point. There's so many just drunk people around, exchanging coin, placing bets. As you do say this, though, you do notice a red-headed man steps up. Kind of middle height. He's maybe about the same height as you, Tim. Steps up and looks at you, Scrawlneck, and goes, "All right, looks like we finally got a nice contender. Maybe somebody will finally put down old Rattlecan." And I have artwork for this individual.
Does it look like weapons are allowed in this contest?
What are you?
Or
Well, yes, yeah, you could use simple weapons. Yes.
okay,
other people,
other contestants were
yes.
just like fist fighting, or if I could actually use like a battle axe.
Yeah, you could use any normal weapon.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, any melee or melee weapon is allowed.
Okay.
And if you don't want to, they have like a stack of beat up, rusty swords and clubs and things of that nature stacked up in the corner.
I'm cool with mine. I'll use mine.
Okay. Give me 1 sec to roll. Okay.
Let me see what this guy looks like.
Well, you are going to go first. At this point, Rattlecan, he's got a club in his hand. He's got a shield in the other.
Yep.
But let me pull up that photograph for you guys. I'm going to add that to your journal.
I see that.
Real quick. This is the gentleman that you see. He's a short individual. He's got like very, very red hair, very curly hair, like almost like somebody just shoved a mop top on top of his head with side chops and sideburns coming down almost to the center of his chin. A couple earrings in his ears, bright green eyes, and a very greasy demeanor. Appears to be maybe a little bit tipsy, but still fairly knowledgeable about what's going on. Let me put that in y'all's journal, and then I'll share that with everybody. All right. You guys should have that photograph.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
There we go. Nice.
Let me share
Okay.
that. There we go.
Saucy looking
And-
dude.
Just before you engage with Rattlecan, Scrawlneck, this individual comes up and goes, "All right, you dumbasses, who wants 5 gold? 5 gold on the big newcomer. 5 gold."
I'll bet on him.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right,
bet on
all
myself,
right.
too.
And he starts taking in bets.
hmm
15 gold. 15 gold on Rattlecan I got here. 15 gold. Y'all want to up your bet? You want to up your bet? Or are we leaving it here?
I will
We'll
place
stay at
10.
5. I'll stay
All
at
right,
just 5.
all right. Little weak sauce, but anyway, moving on. If that's all we want, that's all the bets. I got 3 to 1 ons, Rattlecan.
No, I guess you didn't hear me. I said I'll do 10. I'll do 10 on Scrawlneck.
Well, all right. Somebody's got a bit more brass balls on them. But anyway, with that being said, kick each other's asses. Let's go. And he just steps back out of your way. And you are up, Scrawlneck.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come at him with the first battle axe.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay. Rolling. 24.
That hits.
Rolling.
That hits. Roll damage. You come down on the shoulder of the suit of armor, right where the pauldron would be. Ooh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Big damage. You hear the battle axe come down on this suit of armor, and it just, more so than slashing, just crushes this metal. I don't know, is metal bloodied, rusted? Yeah, it's bloodied.
Shredded.
It sprays oil.
Well, there's
Ectoplasm.
you notice there's nothing in this suit of armor. It's just a
Crushes. Just
yeah. You
Shoot
crush
right
down
through
on
it.
the shoulder, and almost down to the chest. Rattlecan's still standing, but he's not looking too good. It looks
Okay.
like you just kicked him in. It looks like he got hit by a tree.
nice.
It looks like he got hit by a falling tree.
I'm gonna swing with the offhand attack.
Okay,
The other battle axe.
go for it.
This is only +2.
Okay.
So, that's actually a 12, not 16.
It's a 12. You
Yeah.
come down, and even though the club shoulder is heavily damaged, that club arm, he managed to the suit of armor comes around and blocks you with the shield and kicks it off. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Nah.
Okay.
As this is happening, can I just start trying to get a chant going?
Yeah.
Scrawlneck. Cool. I cast Thaumaturgy, so that it sounds
Okay.
very, very loud.
Okay.
Just
Nice.
screaming Scrawlneck over and over again.
Scrawlneck.
Okay.
I look back, I'm like,
Give me a straight charisma roll, please.
Sure.
Okay.
7.
So with thaumaturgy, you would just hear Scrawlneck, and it sort of echoes, but it just, everybody's already pretty drunk, and it just doesn't seem to catch on as you continue to chant. But a few guys in the back are like, Scrawl, something! Yeah, kick his ass!
I'm gonna keep chanting it over and over again, regardless.
Okay. Anyway, it is Rattlecan's turn.
Yep.
He rolls a nat 20.
yeah.
Oh, fuck. Rip Scrawlneck.
But he comes around after blocking you, and almost it seems like with the crushing blow, there's kind of this whiplash effect as the armor seems to pop back out, and he swings around and catches you right in the side of the head with the club, Scrawlneck.
Oh, God.
And you're not raging, are you?
No.
Okay. He's going to give you a nice shot to the temple.
Sick.
He does not roll very well, but he does catch you for 6 damage, 6 bludgeoning damage to your temple, and he's going to take one more shot at you.
Damn.
Dodged a bullet on that one. That could have been bad. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yes.
Okay. So he's going to take another swing at you. This time he comes back aside after he hits you the first time, spins around with the shield, coming forward and just using his momentum as if the torso isn't not like a normal human being. This torso swings around and completely does a 360 on top of the leggings of the armor. So this completely spins around and that momentum comes back around and you catch 6 more bludgeoning damage to the other side of your head.
Is
Not much going on in there anyway. I think we're fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So almost like a spinning top on top of the legs, Rattlecan comes around and goes,
How did you like that one?
I stopped chanting Scrawlneck.
Anyway, it is your turn. You notice the drunks are getting real rowdy at this point because now they see there's a fight on their hands. You took a massive blow to Rattlecan, and but he answers back with a pair of equally not quite as devastating but equally flashy blows.
Okay. I am going to rage.
Okay. Is that an action or a bonus action to rage?
Bonus action.
Okay. So you bonus action rage.
Yeah, he tink, rattles my head. I'm just like,
All right.
Super Saiyan shit, and then I grow the claws, and
Okay.
I start swinging.
All right, go for it. Show me the claws.
25.
25 hits.
Okay.
You come down after the 2 good clocks to the side of the head, but in your dizzied state, it just seems to piss you off more. And you come down with the claws and just boom. What's the minimum damage you can do at this point?
5.
Minimum, yeah. You come down around with the claw and just knock this
And
suit
I
of
rolled a
armor.
1, so I did 5.
You knock Rattlecan's head off, and the sheer momentum takes one of his arms off as well, and this suit of armor just collapses into a pile of metal. And you hear just a cry of drunken cheers, and the shorter redheaded man runs up and grabs your arm and raises it up. Goes, "I'll win, boys! Pay up, damn it! Don't you walk away! I'll find you." And he lets you go and goes, "What's your name, kid?"
My name, Scrawlneck.
I can work with that. You see this redheaded man come up. He raises you up, announces you the winner, and himself and a couple of his associates begin kind of surrounding the group and collecting coin, kind of just giving off this. They're much larger individuals than he is. They give off this intimidating presence, like, "Don't leave. We'll shake you down for the money." And he begins collecting up the agreed upon bets. Goes, all right. Y'all had a 15 gold bet at 3-1. So that's 45 gold. House takes a little bit off the top. So that's 40 gold for you. And that was quite impressive, my friend. You got quite a swing there. I thought you was gonna take him down in one hit. I hadn't seen that in many a year. By the way, my name's Mel. Blackjack Mel, if you will. If you guys are interested in a little more of this sort of organized brawling, you should hit me up in the future.
I'll be back.
I hope so. You see him kind of... Oh, go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna ask, was it 15 or was it 20? Because I put in 10.
Yeah, and baby's put in
I
5.
put in 5, so it was 15 total.
Oh, I thought Vale
we
said he
used.
put. I thought Vale said he put 5 in on himself too.
Oh,
That's
did you
why.
put
Yeah.
in? You put in 5 as
Yeah, I
well.
did.
Oh, okay, so
yeah,
it's,
yeah. Okay.
okay, so at that point it'd be
10 and 10.
right. So if they took, so he takes 5 off the top, so you could get 55 gold at 3-1 odds.
Nice. Cool.
Cool. So, Shiny, you'd get 20 then, I think. Or no, you'd get 30, and then we'd get 10 each, I think. Right?
Roughly. However you guys want to divvy it up, and
I mean, it's
the total bet that you received at 3-1 would
right?
be would
Shiny
be-
gets half of it. I get a quarter. You get a quarter because of the way that 10, 5, and 5. So half of that is 27, right? 27 for Shiny.
right.
and
So the total
the other
pool, that
18.
you won at 3-1 was 60 gold. Mel takes 5 off the top for the house.
So what? It's
Okay.
like 27. 27 times 2 is 54, right? So then there's
Right.
28 left. So 14 and 14 for us. 27 for Shiny.
Okay, so I
is
get
the
14.
Closest,
Okay.
the closest way to even that out.
All right. Yeah, that works. So
It's an odd number.
I will take 27.
I'll take 14.
Hooray.
Sweet. Nice.
So about the time that all this is settling down again, you see that lump of metal that was Rattlecan begin to shudder and move again, and the armor slowly begins to rise of its own accord again, and the dents and the damage that you inflicted Scrawlneck seem to again pop out like it did earlier, like the helmet, and this suit of armor rises and picks up its head that was kicked several yards away, picks it back up, and says, "Will no one challenge me?" And you see again this ordeal just goes on and on and on, as long as there's somebody dumb enough to agree.
Yeah.
This idiotic spectacle is a pretty common occurrence here.
Okay.
Is Blackjack Mel still around? Is he still right here? Or did everybody kind of disperse?
A lot of them gone back into the bar. They've gone back into the Skull and Sword. And give me a perception check.
15 and 4, 19.
19.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's stepped back in. You notice through one of the windows of this really beat up bar, and through a crack, you see Blackjack Mel talking with some of his associates at one of the tables at the back of the bar. One of which is a small little halfling, a large half orc, and a human man. What would you guys like to do?
We're inside the bar now.
You're still outside the bar. You're back here behind, like just to the top side of this tree.
I'm pretty beat up, so I'm just gonna look at my friends here and say, "Scrawlneck, tired."
I think that's good. I think it's pretty late at this point, right?
Right. It's just after dark now, so it's there's there's a little bit of moonlight creeping through the fog, but it's pretty pitch black. You're seeing the lanterns are starting to go up. If people have them, people are packing in the Caravan Court. Aldor has all but wrapped up in his large, opulent caravan, and stepped inside there. A number of the people are entering taverns if they're going that way, or are heading towards their more permanent residence if they're not continuing the festivities.
I'm ready to call it a night.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
We have, like, right now, I've got, what, 91 gold. How much is a lot of money?
That depends.
Because I, like...
Give me a general intelligence check. You know what? Give me a history check.
History, where's... I don't see that on my list. Is it under additional skills, maybe?
It should be about 3/4 of the way down.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. Okay. 9 on history.
9?
Yeah.
You remember, that there's a lot of goods going through this area, or there was, prior to the fall of the meteor, but now you remember, and especially post the meteor crash as well as the Westamar Civil War, that flow of goods and trade through this area has dwindled drastically. It's probably a tenth of what it was at Drakenheim at its peak. So with that in the world,
My roommate's yelling, playing games. I'm sure. I'll close the door in a second. I didn't
It's like, okay.
I wish.
I thought somebody hit
wish
the,
your roommate
sound
did that
bites.
during Scrawlneck's fight. That would have been so.
Ooh. Oh god, that would.
Sorry,
I might have to edit that audio and put it in there.
That would be good. That would be real good.
I appreciate it. Thank your roommates.
yeah.
But
Yeah, sorry about that.
oh, you're good. That's awesome.
Very good. That's hilarious.
But anyway, you remember that, and you can tell now at this point, there's not nearly the kind of trade that you remember. That, and putting 2 and 2 together, the stuff that has come through here probably isn't local, and therefore probably has a pretty hefty cost to it in general.
Okay. I would like to in the morning. This is in character. I'd like to in the morning go through some of. Shoot, what's his? I just forgot his name. Big guy.
Aldor.
Aldor. I'd like to go through Aldor's wares tomorrow, so I think we probably should stay pretty tight on money tonight.
Right, and from what you saw in the Caravan Court as well, just in general and with your perception, you would have seen that there are many traders in that centralized area, the Caravan Court. It's basically like
it's like a bunch of shops, just like
right. It's a makeshift. That's why it's called the Caravan Court.
Yeah,
It's a caravan of traders that meet in that one centralized location in Emberwood Village. So it is the commercial commerce hub of this town in that central area around that well and tree.
I say we go for the cheapest that we can find up down. What is it? The southeast corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Already over there anyway. You know.
Oh, go ahead. That being said, is that was you guys took along that bandit? I keep forgetting that you guys took along that bandit kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's right, we did.
Yeah, I forgot he was with us.
As you're saying this, I'm just going to assume he's just been there and silent. And was probably hanging around the cart. At this point, you know, the kid, who you learn his name is Edward. As you're about to leave to go find accommodations for the evening, you hear a very heated female voice call out from just north of you towards this central building here, coming out of... my ping not working.
This is mom.
Dude, what is... Roll20 is just being a pain in my backside right now. Let me refresh. Give me a sec.
Uh-oh.
Edward's getting
There we
in
go.
trouble anyways.
Right, so right there, that building, which when you turn and look at this woman coming out of this structure, it has a very church-like appearance. And this woman is wearing what appears to be a gown and you would recognize it, Cedric. It's a gown, an outfit indicative of a flamekeeper of the Church of the Sacred Flame. Flamekeeper is what is the title given to like a priest of the Sacred Flame. You also know, and this is just general knowledge, that all flamekeepers are female. So this woman comes stomping up, and if young man, you're fucked had a look, this would be it. She is she has dark hair, kind of that comes down just below her shoulders, very slender in build, and you hear her cry out, "Young man, you best get your ass over here right now!" And you can tell, Cedric, you would recognize the accent. She has a similar accent, but a different region of Illyria. But definitely not of this region. And anybody who has heard that Illyrian accent or surrounding areas would know this woman is not originally from Emberwood Village. But she comes stomping up, and she sees this teenage boy in leathers, and immediately reaches out and just grabs him by the ear and yanks it hard. And what was like, "Oh, Flamekeeper Hannah! Oh, I'm sorry! I'm sorry!" She goes, "I told you, young man, you were not to leave this city. Where have you been? Where's Carl?" And at this point, she looks at all of you. "What has he done? What is going on?" She looks at you and gives you the same piercing stare at all four of you. "Where have you taken this boy?"
Looking at Cedric.
I give a nice big gulp and I say, we found he was taken by another group. We found him when we were traveling into town. I'll roll a deception check.
Well, are you trying to lie, or are you...
100%.
Okay, go
I
for
do not
it.
want this kid to get in trouble.
Okay, go for it. Okay.
17.
Sweet.
She
Nice.
looks at you a little funny. But at this point, she's more concerned about the other missing lad. She looks to Edward and says, "Edward, I swear on the sacred flame, if you do not tell me right now where Carl is, I will drag you over to that well and drown you myself."
Yeah.
And at this point, the boy just... Yeah. Anyway, at this point, the boy just breaks out into tears.
Oh,
And he briefly looks to you all, but at the same time, there is no amount of lying that this child can do. He's clearly been caught doing something he's desperately not supposed to be doing. Carl turned into one of them things. He drank the water. I told him it didn't look right. I told him, Flamekeeper, he wasn't supposed to drink it. And at this point, her face goes from anger to just you see all the color of her face, leave almost immediately as she realizes the gravity of the situation. And she's familiar with what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And her tone kind of settles down, and she takes more of a maternal comforting instinct, even though she's still pissed. You can see there's still that tinge of anger. that a mother-like figure would have. She's like, "Oh no, no. Is he with the flame now?" And Edward, without saying a word, just kind of gently nods his head, still in tears. And at this point, he's just collapsed to his knees in the mud. And at this point, Flamekeeper Hannah looks to you all. Is what Ed was saying the truth? Did Carl turn into one of them monsters?
I'm afraid so. He was being forced to drink some contaminated water.
May his soul be with the flame. May it guide him to a better place.
Would we know, like burial rituals? What they would do?
It depends on your station. I'm sorry.
I would. I don't think. I would say I don't think my character would, but I don't know if that's. Just
no,
like
if you weren't, are you proficient in religion?
I don't believe so. No.
Oh, then. In general, common folk, I would say most of them, just general practices, people are either buried or cremated. Mostly buried, if they're of more humble standing. Cremated if they're if they have the coin to do a proper burial ceremony or a cremation ceremony. And as far as the clergy, you or the members of the Church of the Sacred Flame, you don't know.
No. Yeah. Okay.
At this point, Flamekeeper Hannah takes some deeper breaths, and she lets go of Edward for a second, but then kind of picks the boy up, who's still trying to gather his emotions, and but sternly, but at the same time trying to console the child. Puts her hands on his shoulders, and says, "I understand. You're young. At this point, you need to stay within Emberwood Village. Do not leave. Understand?" And he it's not so much a, there's not a threatening tone behind it, but it's a like a, you realize you fucked up at this point. And that could have, it was kind of in the tone of, that easily could have been you. Like you understand the reality of the world at this point, and kind of is saying, the tone is learn from this, but you're kind of under house arrest at this point. And she turns and points at the church. You go return to St. Brenner's. You return to St. Brenner's, and you tell the other Flamekeepers what happened. And you have them check you. If there's any of that god-awful business surrounding you, you have them remove it, and you have them do it quick. And then you stay on the premises. You hear me? And he nods, without a second word, and runs towards the church. I'm sorry, was I saying Brenna's? It's Ardenna. I'm sorry. It's the Chapel of Saint Ardenna is what she's referring to, the circular building. So Ardenna, Ardenna.
Gotcha.
And at this point, she turns to you all. Is there anything you would like to say to her?
Just his body. If you want to recover his body, it is down. I don't know how far we traveled since then, but just however far it was. It is down half a day's travel towards where we started, which was the Saucy Sorceress. So I don't remember what town that was in.
Cult was the name of the town. Yeah, Cult.
Yeah, there you go. So just it's however far down the road towards a cult.
Along the Champion's Way.
Yes, ma'am.
I understand. If we can spare a group, we'll try to recover the body. But I'm afraid at this point, even the Flame will have a hard time saving what he's become. Death is a much needed reprisal from the hell that he had found himself in. May the Flame carry his spirit onward. Thank you. Thank you for ending his suffering. If you all have need of the Flame, please visit us in the morning. I'll be happy to share their grace. At this point, she kind of slightly bows to you. Thank you for bringing young Edward back safely. I know he's a fool, but he has much to offer this world, as do we all. At this point, she bows again and turns back towards the chapel. What would you all like to do?
Bedtime.
Bedtime.
Okay. Are you going to the Bark and Buzzard, or are you going to the Red Lion?
I say Bark and Buzzard.
Fucking Bark.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't need anything fancy.
I guess necessary. Like we don't necessarily have to stay in the same place, but
Okay.
Bark and Buzzard for me.
You can
Like I
go
said,
to
I
the
want to
Sentinel
save.
mode.
I want to save as much money as I can.
Right.
Check out stuff in the
Same.
morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you go south of where you, you go east of where you are now, and then take a south after being pointed in that direction by Aldo earlier. You make a couple wrong turns, but you eventually find the front half of the Bark and Buzzard. I don't have a map for it inside, but let me get this map down here. There we go. Just so everybody else can see what we're referring to. But you do head inside. It is warm. And you are greeted by a number of people who are drinking. It's not nearly as rowdy as the Skull and Sword, which is essentially the Skull and Sword was just a former barn that was converted into a bar. So just dirt floors, nasty. By comparison, this is an actual former residence, longer cabin type house with a thatched roof. There's a large hearth in the middle, and then a separate corner kitchen. There's no residences in this structure. If there were, they were renovated to make it more of a commercial establishment. There's a bar, and behind the bar you see a human woman, fairly elderly, probably in her mid to late 60s, but still very capable looking. And she's accompanied by an older man of similar age, human with extremely balding, but with a little bit of buzz around the back, a bit more portly. He's at the bar serving drinks and directing the handful of staff that they have to deliver food and things of that nature. The woman turns to you as you enter and says, "All right, you lot. You want to be having a drink?"
I think not tonight. I think we're all pretty beat from travel.
Ah,
Just looking for a place to sleep.
so lodgings it will be. We do have one cottage remaining. It's on the southeast corner of town. It's 10 gold a night. If you want it, it's yours.
10 gold per person or 10 gold for all of us?
10 gold
For
for
the cabin.
everybody. For the one, yeah, 10
Okay.
gold a night
For the
every-
cabin.
for the little farmhouse. It's essentially
Yeah.
yeah, it's on the map it is
The very bottom one, bottom right.
no, it's oh my god. Seriously, roll 20. This is the second time it's frozen on me.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one sec.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? Oh my god, I think Chrome crashed.
Oh boy.
Damn.
What a surprise.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go grab
Uh,
another drinky drink.
Yeah, Chrome. Oh, there it goes. God damn it. Hold on. Yeah, Chrome crashed on me for a sec. Okay, the stream's still up. That's good. Technical difficulties! Yay!
Busy today.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Yeah, if you guys... let me try to get this sorted out. It might be because I'm running two separate instances of Roll20.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm gonna use the bathroom too.
Okay.
You could what I do for like if I'm trying to do like be logged into two different things is just open up an incognito tab.
Well, the problem is I don't want to show you guys what I'm looking at versus what you're seeing.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is if you pull up an incognito tab as a separate like a separate login. That way
Right,
you're
right.
logged in as like a player view, and then on your main one is your.
That's what I am doing. I run it as I have one instance as a player and then one instance as DM.
Yeah. So if you do one of them in incognito mode,
Oh,
it'll run
okay.
it like it's like a different like an isolated session of Chrome,
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
so that they won't cross. Like if you refresh, it won't be like, oh, which one were you in? Let me throw you in the wrong one, and then everything gets weird.
Right. Yeah, it ran fine. I think it's just Chrome being Chrome. I might need to update. Also, I need to update Windows, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, it's essentially this little house right here, just to the left of this tree. So, not quite the most southeast corner, but as you exit,
The red one.
yeah, the one just to the left of the tree.
Yeah. Okay. I see the pink. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's working.
So you're gonna pay 10 gold for the night to stay in the cottage.
Yeah, I think they.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
So.
Some one night it is. 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights. What's your fancy?
Just one, I think. Just one. We may end up staying longer, but for now, I think we're just planning on one.
All right. She turns to the gentleman to her right. He goes, Charles, I'll be right back. And he just goes, all right, Ken. And she comes out from behind the bar and she grabs the key ring off of her belt. Come along then. And she escorts you over to the cottage. And as you enter the cottage, it's nothing fancy. There's a handful of cots and extra sheets and things like that. A handful of tables and chairs. There is a hearth that you guys can fire up. She also offers you a bit of fresh bread and some water. That. Don't worry, it's been purified by Flamekeeper Hannah. You can drink it. And she sets that down in a pitcher with a handful of cups and glasses on the table. All right. In the morning, make sure you check in. If you need breakfast, come by. We'll have that ready. Then she leaves along. So there's a like a blockade that you can throw on the door, but there's no like mechanical lock on the door. But there's a what do you call it? Like a
bolt.
Door jam.
No, it's like the old school, like where you throw I forget, there's a term for it, where you throw there's a pair of like holders, and then you throw like
the big bar, the big piece of wood.
Horizontal bar over the back of the door, so it can't be pushed in or opened up, because it swings inward, so it can't be pushed inward past that blockaded piece of lumber.
Okay.
I forget what it's called as well.
I'm googling it.
I know what you're talking about. Though. It's just
A
that big
door
swinging
jammer.
wooden arm.
Is that
No,
what
it's
it
not
is?
even mechanical. It's just literally a piece of lumber that
It's just
slots
a
in.
piece of wood that you just
Big wooden
Function-
door thing.
Big wooden door thing.
Similarly to when you see like in a zombie movie, they
Well,
put,
yeah.
they put a broom in between the handles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one's an actual intended piece of lumber, but it's like not a fancy lock of any kind. Like this looks like it was a former farmhouse or like tool shed that got converted into a cottage.
Okay.
Was there anything else you guys would like to do before you turn in for the evening, or
I'm good.
I'm beat the hell up. I'm ready to
Yeah.
go to bed. My head's still ringing. I'm just like, Scrawlneck. Scrawlneck.
all right? You all turn in for the evening. You can take your long rest if you'd like. Reset
Yay.
everything.
Hooray!
It's a uneventful night. You wake up early in the morning as a bit of sunlight crests through the cracks and creaks of this makeshift cottage. You're woken up with the sound of wagon wheels and various people, early risers, preparing their meals for the day, collecting fresh drinking water from further south, away from Drakenheim, that isn't contaminated, or heading to the chapel for purification of materials. You also see through the windows, you see the Caravan Court beginning to hum to life, as vendors of all kinds selling their wares begin to set up shop for the day. And you see a number of different groups passing to and fro from the bars, a couple which probably never left the bar, that look like they never left the bar. You see a couple of people dressed with green cloaks on, specifically, passing through, that kind of give off the air like guards, but not really truly organized guards. But you do see on their chest what looks like a bullseye lantern. If you guys have ever seen one of those that has a method for directing light in an oil lantern, or and that's surrounded in a circlet, kind of pinned to their left breast, holding their cloak together. Giorgio, you would recognize this as the emblem of the Hooded Lanterns. Briefly, this organization came into being from former members of the Drakenheim Royal Guard, and they are an organization made up of former military and guardsmen of Drakenheim at the tail end of the Westamar Civil War. And that group is passing to and fro, and they're heading, you see them, I guess you could see just vaguely, because it does stick up even above the chapel in this area I'm indicating. I'll try to pull it up here. Just before you get to this small split-off section of the Dran River, in the bridge heading north closer to Drakenheim, you see the watchtower, and these individuals are heading towards that watchtower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But these are just general members of the Hooded Lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you're awake. I'll assume that if you'd like to take breakfast back at the Bark and Buzzard, you can.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 gold for everyone if you'd like to take breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great, actually.
Karen Alsberg and her husband Charles are there to greet you.
Okay. Yep. I'm into breakfast.
Breakfast.
That's 50 silver each.
5 silver.
Oh, 5 silver.
Yeah,
never mind.
10 silver equals 1 gold. It'd be
Oopsie.
five silver apiece.
Oh, that covers all of us. Okay, okay. I misunderstood.
What a bargain.
Mm-hmm. At this point, what would you all like to do? The day is yours. It is early morning. The sun's just beginning to rise.
After breakfast, I'd like to go just wander into caravans.
The Caravan Court.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow. I'll go with.
Is that where everyone's going, or?
I'm gonna go ahead and head into the chapel of Arderna.
Ardenna.
Ardenna.
Yeah, Ardenna.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight there.
Okay. And Tim?
Can I try to find Aldor to find out more about those potential magical items?
Yeah, he's in the Caravan Court.
That is where I will
Is he
head
the
down.
shop?
So, 3 of you are going to the Caravan Court. 1 is going to the Chapel of Saint Ardenna. Go ahead. Somebody give me or somebody from one of the groups give me a d6 roll.
Okay. 2.
2? Okay. Cedric, we'll start with you first then. You head towards the Chapel of Saint Ardenna. It is, it's a modest chapel, but as you enter, you notice a number of individuals dressed in a similar garb to Flamekeeper Hannah, and right in the center, I don't have any a map of the inside of the chapel, but I'll describe it to you guys. You notice, and this is the same for almost every holy space of the Sacred Flame. There's always a large brazier, sometimes multiple large braziers, but usually one singular large brazier, usually a brass or some other, sometimes of precious metals, are plated on the outside with precious metal, depending on the opulence of said holy place. And that is the main brazier is to represent the Sacred Flame. It is the main container, and it's always kept lit with the sacred fire. Once you walk in, you see a number of acolytes scurrying about, preparing for services later on in the day, conducting clerical business, taking in alms from people coming to pray. And you also notice in the back, and I'll pull this up so you guys, I got a little bit of artwork I do have for this. You notice there is an elder Flamekeeper or acolyte assisting Flamekeeper Hannah, who you did meet earlier, attending to a young boy. And as you come into the center of the chapel, you notice the young lad there's something off. He doesn't have his shirt on. He's quite thin and lanky. He's just wearing a set of trousers, no shoes on. And she is examining this small child. And as you step even closer, you see this child has more than 2 eyes. In fact, they have multiple eyes across their body. And let me find that. Yes.
I'm sorry. This is only for Cedric right now.
This is Cedric's the only one who sees this.
Oh yikes, dude! Sucks for you. Creeped out.
I'm sorry, the boy does have shoes, but I thought they didn't.
Oh, that's
good.
Thank God
Oh
for
my
that.
God.
Thank God they have shoes. No.
Everything.
Hold on, let me. I only put this as a setting photo. Okay. Guess I listed this as a setting photo. Sorry. Still learning Roll20. Let's see. I don't show this. What? Roll20, you're killing me today. You're absolutely killing me.
Killing me.
Killing me, son. You're killing me. Yeah, I'm trying to like right click and show. Okay. I show it. Okay, there we go. I'm going to show it on my stream. I don't know why it's not working. But this is what you see, Cedric.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the young lad has eyes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, has eyes all over their body.
Oh, okay.
And this
Yu-Gi-Oh.
You're referring to Thousand Eyes Restrict? I know that Yu-Gi-Oh monster.
But the acolyte is tending to the boy, and you see Flamekeeper Hannah. This isn't Hannah, even though I listed that off as such. Flamekeeper Hannah is the dark-haired one. This is another older acolyte, and she's assisting Flamekeeper Hannah, and she's coming over with holy water and a smaller brazier hung over a tripod-like flame, almost like a that's giving off a gentle aromatic smoke, and she encircles the child, and then she approaches the child that's covered in eyes, and puts her hand across the child's chest, and a bright light begins to emanate from around her palm as she does so, and she looks over to the silver-haired older woman and says, "You're gonna need to restrain the child. This will not be pleasant." And you see, as this light begins to grow brighter, this opalescent smoke begins to pour out of these eye sockets all across this child's body. And you hear the child begin to cry out and scream. And over on one of the pews, you can see a woman that has similar features to this child. At a quick glance, you can tell this is the child's mother. Is just watching in horror of what's going on here. But she puts her head down and begins to pray as this child is restrained, and you see smoke, or this purple mist begin to draw out from these eye sockets all over the child's body. What are you doing during this whole display, Cedric?
I'm looking around to see if anyone else is like absolutely just surprised or confused, or if this is just kind of normal ritual.
No, nobody seems surprised by this. It's disturbing, but nobody has an air of surprise about it, of what's going on, at least the clerical staff. And even, like I said, the mother is, even though she's full of tears right now, she's just at one of the pews with her head down over her hands, clutching a very makeshift symbol of the sacred flame, and staring back and forth to the brazier and then to her child, praying rampantly as this is going on.
Do I see Hannah anywhere? Flamekeeper Hannah?
Yeah, she's the one conducting this
Oh,
ritual.
she is the one conducting it.
Yeah, she's the one with her hand on the child's chest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's conducting this ritual.
Great. I'm not gonna interrupt, and I'm just gonna kind of
Okay.
look on as this is happening.
Okay. Give me a religion. Or are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
Are you proficient in religion? I'm assuming
Yes.
probably. Okay. Give me a religion check.
Right. Cleric, not producer.
20? Oh, nat 20.
Yeah, 20 baby.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, you recognize this as a ritual to purge contamination from the body. So it is not a pleasant thing to witness or experience, but it is not malicious in any way, far from it. And it takes about 30 seconds to a minute as this mist is drawn out from the child's body and all these orifices, and you see these eyes turn into welts and then recede into just patches of what looks like just a minor rash. And as they're finishing up, you see the child slowly close their actual eyes and just slump forward into Flamekeeper Hannah's arms, as the light in her hand dissipates and vanishes, and she catches the child, and then picks them up and lays them onto a table. And then she takes a deeper breath and then turns to the mother and says, "Your child has been purified, my dear. He will be quite weak for the next day or so. You should see to his care." And then you can see there's just tears welling up in this woman's eyes, this human woman, and she runs up and hugs her child, and then once she's kind of confirmed that her child is although exhausted, then turns to Hannah and says, "Thank you, Flamekeeper. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you." And she keeps repeating this, and Hannah has to stop her and goes, "Of course. This is why we are here. Now, as we discussed, please go and see to the payment for the services rendered, and then do see to your child's well-being after this." And you see, at this point, she nods and picks up her child in her arms, and then goes to pay what is definitely not a small sum of money to one of the other acolytes. It's definitely a significant amount of money, at least for this area.
Hmm.
Is there anything you would like to do?
I would like to just go up and talk to Flamekeeper Hannah.
Okay.
Just, I guess, kind of discuss just what I had seen.
Okay.
Just asking, telling her it was spectacular what you just did for that child and his mother. Is this something you do on a regular basis? It doesn't seem like many people were put off by what was happening.
Unfortunately, this is what we live with, being so close to this damnable city. But it is a reality that we live in. That we deal day to day with that unholy abomination of substance and its offspring. Thankfully, the boy was not heavily endowed with that evil substance, and we were able to purge it from his flesh. But many so, as you have seen, are not so lucky.
Of course, it can't be the easiest thing being in this area, seeing so many innocent lives changed on a regular basis. Where did you initially learn to do this?
by all measures, we were endowed with the ability to purge such contamination by the sacred flame. Of course, it is something that must be learned in time, but it is a ritual that can be learned by those who are willing to take the flame into their heart.
Spectacular. Absolutely magnificent what you do. What is there a certain point that you can't do this? I'm sorry to bring it up, but possibly you run into someone along our travels. If someone turned like Carl did, is that something you can revert?
I personally do not have the power to do such a thing. I believe one of greater power might be able to do so, but unfortunately, I do not have the strength to do so. But it is not without the realm of possibility. But even so, that individual may or may not ever be the same after they've undergone such a drastic transformation.
Of course. Can't imagine. How's Eddie?
Edward,
Edward, thank you.
he is recovering. He's a foolish boy, but a boy nonetheless. He will learn in time that the sacred flame gives what it gives for a reason, and that those who are faithful will come in time to learn that everything that they are given is with due purpose and due reason. But for the time being, he will remain in Emberwood Village. And hopefully he learns his place in the world.
Of course, I hope that for anyone, especially in such a malleable part of their lives. And I'm not sure what me and my fellow companions are going to be doing or how long we're going to be staying. But if there's anything that we can do for Eddie or for your temple, perhaps we could assist. I'm also a religious man, not of the flame necessarily, but I understand your purpose and understand what you're doing. And if there's anything that we can do to lend a hand, don't hesitate to ask.
Of course. What brings you to Drakenheim, my friend?
Oh, we were here just for safe travels of a fellow. I believe his name was Aaron. Aaron Marlowe. Do you know of him?
Yes, the merchant man. He comes in from time to time and trades with a number of other caravans and brings in foods and the like. But thankfully, I have not seen him trade in that damnable substance. Otherwise, I would not be associated with him. I cannot say the same for others of this region. I would highly recommend, if you wish to have protection of the sacred flame, that you do not dabble in that substance either.
Of course. And when you say substance, I'm sorry, you do mean
The stone, my child. The stone they call delirium.
okay. Of course.
Nothing good comes of that substance. It should be purged from this world by the flame.
Are there people that might be trading with it around the area, that like people at the caravan, or maybe people that are hiding it that you know of, or?
Unfortunately so. I do not know the details. Most of that horrible substance is cast about and collected about by the Amethyst Academy. We of the Sacred Flame, those who follow its teachings vehemently and have the capability, will purge it on sight and destroy it. Members of the Church of the Sacred Flame and its military power, the Silver Order, are charged with destroying it on sight. And as she says this, you see a younger woman, clad in plate armor, who's off to the side, and she approaches. Much younger woman, probably in her early to mid 20s, and I actually have some artwork for her as well. Hopefully I categorize this one right. Did I? Damn it. No, I didn't. Fuck. Alright, well, I'll fix it later. But I'll put it on stream so you guys can see it. And I'll put all these in the Discord later. It's not letting me.
You're gonna put it in Discord?
Yeah, I'll put it in. It's
Okay.
not letting me. Hold up one sec.
Was it not letting
There
you
we
add
go.
it to the journal?
Yeah, I'll add it to y'all's journal. I just need to recategorize it. But here's some artwork.
Okay.
So you see she has a like a blue a leathered undergarment, and is wearing plate armor with gold filigree around it. She has a very stern look, longer black hair, human woman.
Okay.
And she approaches you. And again, both of these individuals are significantly shorter than you are, Cedric. She approaches Flamekeeper Hannah and then to you. She says, as the Flamekeeper says, that substance must be purged from this world. That is why we are here, members of the Silver Order.
You do quite hard and I'm sure great work. Being me and people that I came with don't have this remarkable ability, but if we catch any wind of people that might have an access, or if we find some people that are hiding or using it for unsavory means, we'll definitely let you all know.
Thank you, of course. We would appreciate any information about dealings with this so we can end them quickly. Our company is in the process of marching on Drakenheim, hence the reason I am here to speak with the Flamekeeper. And she turns to Flamekeeper Hannah. Will you not reconsider our offer to join the Silver Order, Flamekeeper Hannah? And the Flamekeeper, looks to you and looks to the small child and the mother who are in the process of leaving the chapel. As I've said earlier, Cassandra, unfortunately, I cannot. My place is with the people of Emberwood Village. I can do more good here as their Flamekeeper than I can amongst the Silver Order. You and your company have Highkeeper Ophelia Reed to accompany you. My presence would only be a hindrance to the High Flamekeeper. And she nods and of course accepts this, even though she's clearly her goal is to have the Flamekeeper and her group join in the effort that this company of individuals is organizing. Is there anything else you would like to do, Cedric? Otherwise, I'm going to switch over to the other group.
No, I'm just gonna kind of thank them, for their time and say, possibly we'll meet again, and I go to make my way.
May the flame be with you.
And also with you.
I love it. That's great.
Nice.
I'll let that one slide without a deception check. But
Nice.
she nods and sees you out and also assists the mother and child in exiting the chapel. While that's going on, off to Georgio, Scrawlneck, and Tim. What are you guys doing?
Meanwhile, you guys can go first because I'm gonna go bullshit with fucking big boy.
Okay.
Good.
What are you looking for?
I have no idea anything. So what I was gonna say is we're coming from the south side. So what's the first? Like I see in the picture, there's a handful of carts hanging out. I don't know if this is accurate to what is actually there, but just the first cart that we walk up to. I just want to look around. I just want to look around.
Okay.
Also, unless we don't have time for it, I'm gonna look at literally every shop.
Okay.
And just see what they have and what I can afford. I'm under the impression I won't be able to afford much, so I won't be looking hard at each one. Just anything that I can afford. I don't want to tell.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, just out of character, I'm not going to tell the shopkeeper how much money I have because obviously they could do some price gouging. But I'm just going to walk up and just be like, to the person we see, just say, hey, just looking around, what kind of stuff are you selling here?
Okay. Is there something specific you're looking for, or just doing a general scan?
A general scan.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
I'm kind of looking for armor.
Okay. You can give me an investigation
I am
check.
switching dice. I've rolled another nat 1.
Oh my god.
This is a 2 in a row, 1 perception. I'm switching my d20s.
Yeah, there's a lot of people moving around at this point. People whipping out goods of all various kinds. It's hard to tell. There's a lot going on. This seems to be the main hub of trade in the area. What did you roll, Scrawlneck?
I got a 19 on investigation.
Fuck off.
Yo,
Fuck off.
fucking crazy.
I'm gonna put my hand on his
my
shoulder and be
God.
like, "What are you looking for?"
That's the best English you've spoken
I love that
all
they-
day.
I love that the investigator gets a nat 1 and
Yeah.
the guy with the
And I'm
plus
like-
0 gets a 19. Well,
Back to that, by the way.
right. So
Fucking
Scrawlneck,
crazy.
in a fit of dumb luck, kind of looks down and sees a reflection in one of his axes. Was there something specific you were looking for, Scrawlneck?
I forgot what armor I was looking for. It was
Okay.
what kind of armor was I looking for? Oh no, I know it costed 50 gold was like the base price of it. Like
Well, 50 gold is inherent to whatever world you're in and what
I know,
region.
I know.
so-
That's like in the book. The base price is 50 gold for it.
right.
I-
But that's
Scale
assuming, yeah.
I think it might be scale mail.
Okay.
Might have been. What's the bonus on scale mail? I forgot what that is.
Bonus is
Look up scale mail.
14 AC plus your dex modifier up to a max of 2. You get disadvantage on stealth checks, though.
Right, and you wouldn't be able to use your unarmored defense skill.
Oh, right, because you're a barbarian, right? Is that what it is?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking when I Google scale mail and pull up the 5th edition SRD. That's what it shows is 50 gold on there. So if that's where you were looking, that would line up.
Yeah, I think it was scale mail. I think because that's like the best.
Let's go to
Is that what you're looking for
Medium armor.
specifically?
That's the best medium armor, right?
Scale
I think-
mail and chain shirt are both 50. So it would be one of those two if you're looking at the same place I am, which probably.
Okay. I think I was looking for scale mail.
Okay. So you see a glint of metallic on metallic and a flash of light as you dumbfoundedly look down at your axe. Not knowing too much about commerce in general, having lived out in the wilds for so many years, you just dumb luck, seem to notice a bit of armor from a gentleman who's got a number of various adventuring implements, rope, simple weapons, short swords, axes, that sort of thing, but does have a bit of armor about. It's not the best looking, but it looks complete, of scale mail. The gentleman in question is a half-elf, which is relatively rare in general in Westamar. Full-blooded elves are extremely rare. Most of you would know. Most people in the world might have seen an elf once in their lifetime. Half-elves, a little more common, but still relatively. Just elvish races in general are relatively rare in Westamar. So this individual looks over and goes, "Well, you look like quite the burly individual. Are you looking for something specific?"
I'm gonna have Giorgio with me.
Okay.
He speaks better than me.
You might get to translate.
Yeah.
Have to translate.
Of course.
I'm just gonna say,
Okay.
me look for armor.
He
Oh,
specifically is looking for scale mail. If you
Right.
have anything that functions closely to that.
well, I do have some older scale mail. It was once used during the Civil War. It isn't in the best of shape, but unfortunately, armor in general, unless you're willing to risk your life going down into the city and do a bit of treasure hunting, you aren't going to find most complete armors that are not either covered in God knows what or in decent wearable condition.
How long have you had this piece of armor?
Well, we brought it in recently among other shipments. I would say in the last month or so. It came from Caspia.
Okay, so it's never been inside the city.
No, it is not contaminated, and thankfully so. It's
How
seen
much
it
are you asking for this?
110 gold.
110 gold. That's a lot.
Damn.
Armors and implements of war are hard to come by in this area, at least in conditions that are wearable and usable.
Can't afford.
There we go.
No money for that.
I love it so fucking funny.
What else? We'll pass on the scale mail, but what else do you have? Just looking to see if there's anything that might catch our interest.
General implements, rope, general tools of any kind that you might be looking for. Simple weapons, swords, axes, various leathers, armors, arrows, bows, you name it, we probably have it. The only other thing you're going to find is probably in the hands of the Hooded Lanterns, and I can assure you they are not sharing anytime soon. They are, in fact, one of our better customers, but they do tend to buy in bulk. Were you looking for something more unique in nature or simple implements?
Just simple implements, just looking around, but that's good. Thank you so much. And then we'll just move on to the next one.
Yeah, mechanically he has basically a little bit of everything. Yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah. I know that Aldor's gonna have some fancy stuff, and I know that Shiny wants to get to that. So let's just skip browsing random stuff and just say let's start looking for Aldor. See if we can find him and what he's got.
Don't rush. Whatever you guys want to do, you're good. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm not really looking for anything, so that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, Armin looks at you and says, "Suit yourself. Unfortunately, we, things are hard to come by here. They must be shipped from outside to be in usable condition. Like I said, unless you want to brave the ruins. That being said, what would you guys like to do? Are you going to look for Aldor?
Yeah. Just let's move on to Aldor.
Okay. Yeah, he's not hard to find. he's
wouldn't.
quite obvious. He's quite...
Even with my nat 1 of perception.
Right.
And that
Right.
fat ass.
Right. So you approach Aldor's caravan cart. He has a pair of extremely well armored guards beside his cart. They have a pair of great axes, and one has a large longsword on his back, and they're both in full plate armor. But he looks at you both and he recognizes you immediately. He's like,
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome. Good morning to you. Come to visit Aldor the Immense, I see.
And he's slurping up what looks like large pieces of thick cut bacon, and in a pretty unappealing manner. I mean, but the guy looks like he eats well.
What can I do for you this morning, gentlemen?
Okay. Let me see here.
Well, so yesterday, not to sound weird, but I did notice unique curios that you had when you saw when we engaged with each other yesterday. I would like to inquire more about these unique artifacts if you have the time.
Ah, you're referring to the items that Aaron had brought to me. I do have those among a few other ones that I have garnered from the Amethyst Academy. We do quite a bit of trade with them and various items, but I have today with me, specifically from Aaron's recent shipment,
and he reaches up and grabs a chest and a couple smaller satchels, and slips out of... he grabs one satchel in particular. It's the kind of beat-up looking satchel from earlier. And despite its volume, he lifts it open and shoves his whole arm, like well beyond the elbow, down into this bag. And just physically you look down in, and this is not physically possible without some sort of arcane something involving in this bag. And then he reaches down and pulls out a wand that again extends past the physical volume of this bag that he reached into. And it's a very finely crafted wand. And at the end of it, it has a glass-like bead with a tiny, tiny fleck of delirium in the tip.
Now this, gentlemen, well-crafted implement of the arcane, is crafted recently by the Amethyst Academy. It is quite rare in these parts, but if you're eager, I could be tempted to part with it for a reasonable sum.
And what would that sum be?
Well, Aaron did speak highly of you, so I'll give you a discount. 700 gold.
Yes, I had a feeling. Can I don't know if I could do anything, like, can I look at it? Can I roll Arcana and like look at it, like try to see if I can like get any details of it?
He hands it to you.
You're welcome to take a closer look. I have nothing to hide.
And he hands the wand to you. If you want to make an Arcana check, or if you have a spell in particular that you wanted to use, you're more than...
I'll just do Arcana. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Go ahead and roll.
21.
You hold this in your hand and you feel the arcane energies of the weave swirling around it, particularly in the tip. And from your experience as a former member of the Amethyst Academy, you would recognize that this is an inert, small fragment of delirium encased in glass, turned into an arcane focus at the end of this well-crafted, stained wand. Essentially, this is a mechanically, it's a wand of the war mage, +1. That would give you a bonuses.
It is a well-crafted arcane focus. It gives stronger accuracy to your spell casting, as well as the damage to any unlucky individual who happen to be at the end of it. Are you an individual who favors the arcane, friend?
Looking at you, Shiny. Or looking at you, Tim.
One could say that I fancy the magical arts, yes.
Excellent. Are you interested in it?
I am, but unfortunately not at that price. It is too steep for my pockets. However, if there is something I can do to perhaps work off the balance of said item, I would be interested in conversing in such inquiries as well.
Well, I can tell you right now I don't work in credit. But if you have something that's of value worth trading, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I do deal in more dangerous substances on behalf of the Academy at times. I wouldn't scoff at the opportunity to gather items of power or raw ingredients to trade to other vendors.
Is there such a particular item that you are looking for? I have had dealings with the Academy in the past runnings.
Give me a persuasion check.
Fuck. Okay, that's not gonna be good, but let's see. 16.
Okay.
Not bad. I'm actually very surprised.
Aldor kind of does this number and pulls you aside and kind of does this, under the table type.
Friend,
And his arm is huge. This is like being wrapped up by a pair of like sewn together ham hocks. This thing is.
That's so fucking gross.
He is a chunky man. He is thick with 3 C's.
Oh my god.
well, between you, me, and the fence post, my friend,
That's post. Jeez.
if you were to happen to come across those little purple stones, the Amethyst Academy, as well as myself, we do dabble in a bit of their trade. They are quite valuable, as they are dangerous and hard to come by, but they make exquisite magical items such as these attainable when handled correctly, if you catch my drift.
Sorry, your arm smells like ham hocks. I apologize. It was very overwhelming, but yes, I do understand what you are saying. I do not have that on me at the moment, but if I do come across them, I know where to bring them. Wink, wink.
Didn't one of you pick up some delirium last time?
Yeah. Yeah, one of us has a chunk.
Oh wait, no, wait. Oh shit, am I the one that has it?
I think you're the one that has it, man.
Was it? Wait.
Noted it.
One of us wrapped it up in a
Right, I think
cloth.
yeah, you picked up one delirium shard.
Because I got it out. I took it out of the well, right? Was that what it was?
No, it wasn't in the well. I was the one who looked in the well. You examined the corpse and found it.
You found it on the bandit captain.
Someone examined the corpse, and I think it was you. It wouldn't have been Scrawlneck. I was looking at the well, so it was either Cedric or you.
Okay, well,
so
let's put it
sure
this
you
way.
had it.
If you're all okay with me assuming that I have it, we'll go with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you had it.
Okay.
Almost 99% sure it's you.
All right,
Yep.
rewind it. We'll still rewind it.
Okay.
I still say the ham hock part. I do want to keep that in there.
He kind of looks at you funny and just
Right. Are you interested or not?
Well, between you and me, friend, I have a piece that you are looking for.
he gently pulls away without touching anything, gently pulls away the handkerchief that the shard is wrapped in, and then swiftly puts it back down. Cover it.
Well. Now, this is interesting. Are you looking to sell or trade?
I would definitely be willing to barter.
I'll say, if this interesting item that you have were to join the pool of trade, I could give you the wand for 200 gold extra, in addition to this new addition to the pot.
Essentially saying he's giving you 500 gold for the shard,
Right.
and he wants 200 more to trade the wand.
Yeah, no,
The shard.
I figured that's.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I would be willing to barter, but unfortunately, I do not have that amount of gold. I can return at a future time if you are willing to hold on to the item for a certain amount of time.
I doubt this will go away quickly. It's quite an oddity and quite a rare and exquisite item. I will try to hold on to it as long as I can, friend.
This sounds like a good deal. If I come across any more shards, I will let you know as well.
Well, you be careful who you trade with, though, friend. Some may find this material less than savory, and their reaction isn't as favorable as mine.
Understood. At the end of the day, I do not care what others feel. As long as I advance my own needs, I will do what I have to do.
I like a man who's thorough and knows what he wants. Understood. Would your friends like to peruse any other items? Anything of interest to you?
I'm gonna take a look and see if Aldor has any armor.
You don't see any pieces of armor at this time, but he does let you know that if anything, he basically says,
No, unfortunately, I don't have anything. Because I tend to trade in more unique items. I don't have any run-of-the-mill implements of war. But I do, from time to time, come across unique magical items like those I've shown you thus far. If one were to come into my possession, I would certainly bring it to your attention in the future.
Okay. Any kind of I guess I'll ask him. Scrawlneck like axe. Do you get rare axe?
I can certainly keep my eyes peeled for it, sir.
That's all for me.
Okay. Giorgio, anything that you're...
No, I need to do a little bit of research, like, at it as me personally, you know, to see if there's anything that I would be interested in so that I can actually...
Okay. If you want to give a perception or investigation, he does have other items hanging about.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay. Whichever you...
New dice. 17. Let's go.
There it is.
There we go.
Yes,
let's go. There we go.
13 and 4.
All right. You notice, specifically after remembering some of the knickknacks that were in Aaron's chest from the day before, and you see there's a number of like mannequin hands that have various bits and bobs and jewelry on them, like the man, you've seen like a jeweler's shop.
I was like, it's like, what the fuck is this?
He's got these
but it's just jewelry. Yeah,
it's to hold jewelry.
It's a display for jewelry.
Yeah, it's to display for jewelry. And on these, you notice those couple rings that you I think it was you, or was it somebody else that saw them?
I saw them, and then I
saw it.
Right.
I poked him, and I was like, ring.
Right. Okay. Trying to remember that. You notice those cups. They're very simple little gold bands, but they have runes etched into the side of them. And then you also see some knickknacks, things of that nature, but those are the ones you saw in the chest from earlier.
Okay. And I don't think I would know, unless they are fairly common runes or spells. I don't think I would recognize them, right?
Not unless you're proficient in Arcana.
No, and I'm not. Okay.
But you do recognize them as the ones that were in Aaron's chest that he gave to Aldor.
I'll play dumb for a second and just ask Aldor, hey, Aldor, what do these rings do? They have stuff written on them.
Ooh. Those are the new addition to my collection. They are very special. They garner energies within them that can be expelled a number of times per day. Depending on what you strike, you can expel holy light from one of them. The other tends to expel more mundane fire. But both were they to come in contact swiftly with an item, they, or your enemies perhaps, could add to the effect of simply punching one in the face.
How much do they run for?
Well, these are also quite rare. They are 400 gold pieces a pop.
Noted. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
I like that.
Was there anything else?
No, actually, that is great, though. I'm glad that I asked about them.
Okay.
Because that shit's cool. That wouldn't count as being armed, right?
No, they're just simple. Yeah, they're just
perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're not like specifically for that, but without I couldn't give you more information without either some means of identifying
there's no
them,
reason for me
or
for now,
or some sort of arcane knowledge. With that, was there anything else that you guys would like to do?
I'm good.
Okay. Tim, at this moment, as you finish your discussion with Aldor and he's speaking with Georgio, you suddenly hear what sounds like a bell. Just a very gentle ringing of a bell in your head. And then you hear a female voice enter your mind. And you're familiar with this form of communication. Someone is sending you a message. And you hear in your head, Tim, this is River. If you're done trading with that fat man, I'm in the Red Lion Inn. I have something to say. You can respond to this. Essentially it's a sending spell. You can respond with up to 25 words.
Okay. Is this someone I mean, you said the name, but is this someone that I would have known from before or no?
Yes, if you look at your backstory.
Oh, right. Okay, let me take a quick gander.
But yes, you would know this is River. This is your contact of the Amethyst Academy.
Gotcha. Okay, I see.
I am on my way.
Okay. Good.
Very concise.
That's all there is to it. It's pretty straightforward.
So, at this point, Cedric, I'm assuming you've come back from the chapel. Are you joining the rest of everybody at the Caravan Court, or was there something else you wanted to do?
No, I'm gonna kind of join back up with the group and just tell them
Okay.
what was going on.
Okay. So at this point, I'm assuming everyone's kind of done their shopping. There's a couple other vendors that sell potions and things of that nature. Did anybody else need, just to expedite this, because I think Vale has to leave shortly.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you guys wanted to look for? Otherwise, I'm going to...
I didn't even think about potions. I mean, is there anything, like, is it just, like, basic healing potions and stuff like that, or is there...
Right, you just with your passive perception, you wouldn't find there's another vendor, Orson Fairweather has a number of potions. Aldor has a number of potions. Roughly everybody sells them. They're 50 gold a piece for a standard healing potion.
Okay. Do they have anything besides, like, I don't think, like dark sight, something like that, something that might be useful?
Not currently, no.
No. Okay.
You could ask them to try to special order it for you, but it would take a couple weeks before it would get here.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Not interested in putting in orders. I would like to buy one healing potion, just in case.
Okay. That's 50. Okay.
Okay, 50 gold off, inventory, add a potion. Come on. There's greater, superior, supreme. I'm assuming this is greater.
No, it should just be if you type in there, it's potion of healing is what it's called.
Yeah,
it's,
when I
greater healing
that,
potion is stronger
big.
than that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 3 times stronger.
Healing.
Yeah, there's regular, greater, and superior.
Okay, this one's showing greater, superior, supreme as the 3.
Oh,
so,
no, there should be just regular potion. It should be potion of healing.
Yeah.
Type in potion of
something
healing. It
weird.
might be backwards, and you'll find it.
No, those are the only ones that are coming up.
2d4 plus 2 is what it does.
2d4 plus 2 is normal. Okay, I'll manually put that in then.
Okay.
Let's see, add a custom item.
Yeah, I know. I'll find it later and show you. Those are pretty common. But yeah, while he's doing, yeah.
Now it's here.
Okay. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
under
know.
potion of healing.
When I filter by potions only, it filters it out for some
Oh.
reason, even though it's got a potion tag on it. That's bizarre. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Good. Thank you. Add to
Because logic.
equipment. Yeah. And then we'll go to gold and we'll take 50 out.
While he's doing that, I'm assuming Cedric,
I'm
you've
set.
met back up with everybody. That was your intent, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're back all together. Tim, you get your mental message from River. What would everybody like to do? We'll kind of leave this at the cliffhanger at this point, depending on what happens from here.
I'm gonna.
Is Tim leaving covertly, or are you?
Tim, what are you doing?
Great question.
Just curious if it's something that we would all go to. Obviously, you've been
That's-
contacted privately.
Right,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have heard that
okay.
message.
No.
Right.
I know how I could do it.
Well, companions, I will take my leave. I would like to acquire that item, so I will look for work around the town so I can get said item before we are on our way. So, if you will excuse me.
Very well. I guess. What's
Okay, so just to be clear, so I can move things along from here. Tim, you are leaving the group, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Everybody else, what are you doing?
I would say probably just heading over to one of the more reputable taverns in town
Okay.
to just hang out like we were when we started the campaign. Yeah.
Okay. So there are two options, or three options actually. There's the Gilded Lily, the Bark and Buzzard, which you've already been to, and then you haven't been inside, but there's the Skull and Sword, which is the rundown,
Yeah.
rowdy place.
Actually, now that you mention it, I want to go into the Skull and Sword and see if Blackjack Mel is there.
Okay. So where Cedric and Scrawlneck, where are you headed? Are you going with Tim, or are you going with Georgio?
I think Tim kind of went off to do his own thing, so
Okay.
I mean,
I'm just trying to get a bead on where everybody's going.
Yeah,
I
Just so I
can't
can-
really follow him if he's doing his own thing, you know.
Well, that's up to
Yeah,
Tim.
you
Are
could-
you
That's
going?
up to you. I mean, you can.
You could literally just follow him.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I'm just asking what everyone's intending to do.
I'm gonna ask Tim before he goes. Do you need companion?
I appreciate the offer, Scrawlneck, but no, I will be just fine.
I'm gonna go to the bar.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Scrawlneck.
I'm going to
Skull
the
and
bar.
Sword.
Okay.
I'll just point and say the name.
All
Skull
right.
and Sword. Let's go.
All right, you're going to the Skull and Sword. Cedric, what are you doing?
I'll just be pointing both ways, and after I hear Tim say he doesn't need anyone, I'll say, okay, and I'll go to the Skull and Sword.
Episode 2, and we're already splitting the party. Let's go. All right. So I will explain both of these, and then we'll call it for the night.
Sure.
Georgio, Cedric, Scrawlneck, you head towards the Skull and Sword, which is not far at all from where you guys were at. It's that, like I said, where you fought Rattlecan, the animated armor. You go into the other side and you enter through some roughly hanging saloon doors. Inside, dirt floor, some ramshackle makeshift tables and chairs. but mostly it's standing room only. And then you see like a makeshift bar that's kind of been built off of the walls of this old farmhouse. And if you want to, you can give me a perception check if you're looking for somebody specifically, or if you're just okay. So
I'm looking for Blackjack Mel.
Okay.
Just so you know what I'm thinking. I specifically just want to ask about the tin can outside and how that works.
Okay.
So like, because a nat 20.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah. So I'm looking for him. The only fucking time, you've got to be kidding me, when we're shutting everything down. I'm so mad.
All right.
New dice is the right dice, so I will be using this one.
You immediately clock Blackjack Mel. His bright red hair stands out. He's in the corner with a halfling, and the half orc from the day before. And you immediately are you heading straight towards him, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make my way through the crowd, not in a hurry, but just, push purposefully. Okay. I'm walking straight to him, and I'm just gonna be like, hey,
okay,
just trying to get his attention.
We'll cliffhanger it there.
Perfect.
And then Tim, you splitting off from the rest of the party, head towards the Red Lion Inn, which is in the northwest corner, right before you get to the branch of the Dran River, one of the biggest buildings in town. Still well appointed, despite the fact that the rest of Emberwood Village is quite beat up. The only other major building in town that would be of this level would be the Gilded Lily, the bar. But this is looks to be a former manor house that was converted into a hotel. You walk inside, it's plush leathers, velvet curtains, drapes, very kind of speakeasy red leather type vibes inside. Everything is well lit with, but softly lit with oil lanterns. And as you walk in, you kind of just do a quick, 180 view of the inside. And in the corner, you see an individual sitting down reading a book. This individual is a brownish tan skinned tiefling, wearing what appears to be she's got a grayer cloak over the top of her shawl, if you will, but underneath you see sticking out the very obvious colors of the purplish colors of the Amethyst Academy. And she has bluish hair and brownish red horns that come off. And this is when you remember why she has the name River, because her horns kind of come back in through her blue hair like little boats sailing in a river. And I've got a picture for you guys. She turns and looks at you all, or looks at you, Tim, and recognizes you immediately. And I'll pull her image up here. This is River of the Amethyst Academy.
It works. That's not how to look at your stream.
And she looks over at you, and let me see if I can actually send this guy to you. No, I cannot. I messed that one up. No. But that image is there, so you guys can see it. But
I see.
That is where we'll end for the evening, because I know Vale needs to leave for work.
Yep.
So we'll leave that on the cliffhanger. 3 of you are in the Skull and Sword, going to talk to Blackjack Mill. 1 of you is in the Red Lion Inn, going to talk to River. So we will call it there for the evening, guys.
Nice.
Very nice.
Greatly appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem.
GG.
That was actually really entertaining. I wasn't expecting...
that was really, really fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Had some good moments.
That's a lore.
Oh, it gets deeper from here.
Nice.
I win.
Y'all took the red pill.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and thanks for the game. It's fun.
Likewise. Have a good time at
well.
work.
Yeah, I'll try.
It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
Buddy.
All right.
Bye, Vale. Peace out, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Night-night.
Good night.